Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, where did the time go? One day, we're full of energy, chasing after dreams, and the next, we're wondering why we wake up with stiff joints and a little less spring in our step. But here's the thing, aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. It doesn't have to mean feeling tired all the time or watching our bodies change in ways we don't like. In fact, there are simple, natural ways to slow down aging and keep feeling strong, vibrant, and full of life for decades to come. And no, I'm not talking about expensive creams, fancy treatments, or extreme diets. I'm talking about small, practical changes that can make a huge difference in how you look, feel, and live. Things you can start doing today, right from the comfort of your own home. So, if you've ever wished you could turn back the clock, or at least hit the pause button, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to dive into 5 easy and effective tips that can help you slow down aging naturally. You'll be surprised at how simple they are, yet how powerful the results can be. Let's start with something that affects every part of your body, your energy, your skin, your heart, even your brain. It's something most of us don't think about until it's too late. Hydration. It sounds too simple, right? But here's the truth, most people over 60 are walking around dehydrated without even realizing it. And dehydration is one of the fastest ways to speed up aging. Think about it, our bodies are made up of about 60% water. Every cell, every organ, every function in our body depends on it. Yet, as we get older, our sense of thirst becomes weaker. We don't feel as thirsty as we did when we were younger, so we drink less. But our bodies still need just as much, if not more, water than before. So, what happens when we don't get enough? Our skin starts looking dry and wrinkled. Our joints ache more. Our digestion slows down. Our brain feels foggy, and we get tired faster. It's like trying to run a car on an empty tank, it just doesn't work. But here's the good news, fixing this is incredibly easy. Just start drinking more water. And no, that doesn't mean forcing yourself to chug 8 glasses a day. It's about being mindful, starting your morning with a glass of water, keeping a bottle nearby, sipping throughout the day. Herbal teas, infused water with lemon or cucumber, even water-rich foods like watermelon and cucumbers, all of these help. The trick is to make it a habit. And if you're someone who forgets to drink water, try this, every time you sit down to eat, have a glass of water first. Set a reminder on your phone. Get a special cup you love to drink from. Whatever works for you, just do it. Because staying hydrated is like giving your body a daily dose of youth. Now, once you're properly hydrated, there's something else that plays a huge role in aging, something most people don't think about until they start feeling the effects. And that's movement. Not exercise in the way you might think, not the intense workouts or long hours at the gym. No, I'm talking about simple, everyday movement. The kind that keeps your body flexible, your heart strong, and your joints pain-free. Because here's the truth, the moment we stop moving, our bodies start aging faster. Think about it, our ancestors didn't sit in chairs all day. They walked, stretched, lifted, bent, and moved constantly. But today, it's so easy to fall into the trap of sitting too much. We sit to watch TV, we sit to eat, we sit to read, and before we know it, we've spent most of the day without truly using our bodies. And when we stop using something, we lose it. Now, here's what's really interesting. Studies show that one of the biggest predictors of longevity isn't just diet or genetics, it's how often you move throughout the day. People who stay active, even in small ways, tend to live longer, healthier lives. And the best part? You don't have to do anything extreme. It's the little things that add up, standing up and stretching every 30 minutes, taking a short walk after meals, rolling your shoulders, bending your knees, and using your full range of motion. It could be gardening, dancing to your favorite music, or just walking around your home while talking on the phone. The key is to keep your body engaged. And if you're dealing with joint pain or stiffness, gentle movements like Tai Chi, yoga, or swimming can be life-changing. These help keep your body strong and flexible without putting stress on your joints. And the best part? The more you move, the better you feel. It's like oiling a creaky door. Suddenly, everything starts working more smoothly. But there's something else that works hand in hand with movement. Something that keeps your muscles strong, your bones dense, and your metabolism active. And that's strength training. Now, before you start thinking, "Oh, that's not for me," hear me out. Strength training isn't about lifting heavy weights or trying to look like a bodybuilder. It's about maintaining the muscles you already have and keeping your body strong enough to support you as you age. Here's the thing, after the age of 30, we naturally start losing muscle. By the time we reach our 60s, this muscle loss can be significant. And what happens when we lose muscle? Simple tasks, like standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries, start feeling harder than they should. Our metabolism slows down, making it easier to gain weight. Our bones weaken, increasing the risk of falls and fractures. But the good news? You can stop and even reverse this process with just a little bit of strength training. And no, you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. Bodyweight exercises like squats, leg lifts, or even pushing against a wall can make a big difference. If you have light weights or resistance bands at home, even better. The key is to use your muscles regularly so they stay strong and functional. And here's something fascinating. Strength training doesn't just help your body, it also benefits your brain. Studies show that people who engage in regular resistance exercises have a lower risk of cognitive decline and memory loss. It's like giving your brain a workout every time you strengthen your body. Now, if you're new to strength training, start slow. Try holding onto a chair for support while doing some squats. Use soup cans as light weights to do simple arm exercises. Even standing on one foot while brushing your teeth can help improve balance and muscle control. And the best part? You don't have to spend hours doing this. Just 10 to 15 minutes a few times a week can bring incredible benefits. It's all about consistency. The more you engage your muscles, the stronger and more capable you'll feel. And when your body feels strong, everything in life becomes easier. But strength training isn't the only thing that plays a role in aging well. There's something even more powerful, something that can improve your mood, sharpen your mind, and even boost your immune system. And that's human connection. Yes, staying socially engaged might not be the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about aging well, but it plays a massive role in your overall health. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how spending time with people you enjoy leaves you feeling lighter, happier, and even more energetic? That's not just in your head. Science backs it up. Loneliness and isolation have been linked to a higher risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even a weakened immune system. In fact, some studies suggest that chronic loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Now, let's be honest, making and maintaining social connections can feel different as we age. Friends move, families get busy, and sometimes we just get set in our routines. But that doesn't mean meaningful connections are out of reach. It just means we have to be a little more intentional about them. One of the simplest ways to strengthen your social life is by reconnecting with old friends. Maybe there's someone you used to work with, a neighbor you've lost touch with, or even a relative you haven't spoken to in a while. A simple phone call or message can rekindle relationships that bring joy and support into your life. And if old connections aren't an option, why not build new ones? Joining a local club, taking a class, or even volunteering can introduce you to like-minded people. Whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or a Tai Chi class, the key is finding something you enjoy, because when you're having fun, building connections feels natural. Now, I know that for some, socializing might not come easily. Maybe you're more introverted, or you feel like you don't have much in common with people around you. But here's something to consider. Connection doesn't always have to be face-to-face. Video calls, online communities, even a friendly chat with the cashier at the grocery store can all add up. Small moments of interaction help keep your mind engaged and your heart full. And here's a little secret, being social isn't just about preventing loneliness. It can actually slow down cognitive decline. Engaging in conversations challenges your brain, keeping it sharp. It encourages you to think, to remember details, to process emotions, all things that strengthen neural connections and help keep dementia at bay. So, whether it's an old friend, a new group, or even just smiling at someone on your morning walk, never underestimate the power of human connection. It's one of the most natural ways to boost your mood, sharpen your mind, and add years to your life. But staying socially active is just one piece of the puzzle. There's something else, something so simple, yet incredibly powerful, that can transform the way you feel every single day. Movement. Yes, the way you move your body every day has a profound effect on how you age. And no, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, though if that's your thing, more power to you. I'm talking about simple, natural movements that keep your body strong, flexible, and resilient. Have you ever noticed how children never sit still? They stretch, they bend, they run around effortlessly. But as we get older, we start moving less. Maybe it's because of aches and pains, or maybe it's just habit. But the less we move, the stiffer we become. And before we know it, what used to feel easy, getting up from a chair, reaching for something on a high shelf, bending down to tie our shoes, starts to feel like a challenge. The good news? It doesn't have to be that way. No matter your age, your body is designed to move. And when you move it regularly, it rewards you with more energy, better balance, stronger muscles, and even a sharper mind. Let's start with something as simple as walking. It's one of the most natural forms of exercise, and it's incredibly effective for keeping your heart healthy, your joints flexible, and your mood lifted. Even a 15-minute walk each day can improve circulation, lower blood pressure, and help reduce the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. And here's the best part. If you make walking a social activity, like joining a walking group or strolling with a friend, you get the added benefit of human connection, too. But walking isn't the only way to keep your body moving. Stretching is just as important. Think of it like oiling the hinges of a door. When you stretch daily, you keep your muscles and joints supple, preventing stiffness and pain. Simple movements like reaching your arms up, bending side to side, or doing gentle neck and shoulder stretches can make a world of difference. And if you really want to boost your mobility, consider adding balance exercises into your routine. Something as easy as standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, or practicing heel-to-toe walking across the room, can help strengthen your stability. Why is this important? Because as we age, balance becomes one of the biggest factors in preventing falls, and falls are one of the leading causes of injury in older adults. Now, if you're someone who enjoys a little more structure, low-impact activities like Tai Chi, yoga, or swimming can work wonders. These movements are gentle on the joints while still improving flexibility, strength, and even mental clarity. Plus, they can be fun. And when exercise feels enjoyable, it becomes something you look forward to rather than a chore. One thing to remember, movement doesn't have to mean exercise in the traditional sense. Gardening, dancing, even playing with your grandkids all count. The goal is simply to keep your body in motion in ways that feel good to you. And here's something fascinating, regular movement doesn't just keep your muscles and joints healthy. It also has a direct impact on your brain. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, helping to keep memory sharp and reducing the risk of cognitive decline. In fact, studies show that people who stay physically active have a lower risk of developing Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. So, whether it's a walk around the neighborhood, a few simple stretches, or an afternoon in the garden, finding ways to keep moving is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. But movement is just one piece of the puzzle. There's another key factor that can make an incredible difference in how you feel every day, one that many people overlook. And that factor is sleep. Yes, something as simple as getting enough rest each night can have a profound impact on how you age. Think about how you feel after a bad night's sleep, foggy, sluggish, maybe even a little irritable. Now imagine that feeling stretched over weeks, months, or even years. The truth is, poor sleep accelerates aging in ways most people don't realize. It weakens the immune system, increases inflammation in the body, and even affects memory and cognitive function. In fact, studies show that consistently sleeping less than 6 hours a night can increase the risk of developing dementia later in life. But it's not just about how long you sleep, it's about the quality of your sleep, too. You could spend 8 hours in bed, but if you're tossing and turning all night or waking up frequently, your body isn't getting the deep, restorative rest it needs. And that's the kind of sleep that truly helps slow down the aging process. So, how can you improve your sleep naturally? It starts with creating a routine that signals to your body that it's time to wind down. Just like children have bedtime rituals, like a warm bath, a bedtime story, or dimming the lights, you need one, too. One of the best things you can do is establish a consistent sleep schedule. That means going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. And speaking of clocks, let's talk about one of the biggest culprits of poor sleep: screens. The blue light from phones, tablets, and TVs tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. If you want to fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply, try turning off screens at least an hour before bed. Instead, swap the screen time for a relaxing activity, reading a book, listening to soothing music, or even practicing a few gentle stretches. Now, let's talk about another sneaky sleep disruptor: caffeine. If you're someone who enjoys a cup of coffee or tea, that's perfectly fine, but drinking caffeine too late in the day can interfere with your ability to fall asleep. Try to cut off caffeine at least 6 hours before bedtime. If you need a warm, comforting drink in the evening, herbal teas like chamomile or valerian root can help you relax and prepare for sleep. And let's not forget about your sleep environment. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for rest. That means keeping it cool, dark, and quiet. If outside noises or light are an issue, blackout curtains, a white noise machine, or even a simple eye mask can make a big difference. And when it comes to your mattress and pillows, comfort is key. If you're waking up with aches and pains, it might be time to invest in better bedding that supports your body properly. One more thing: if you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, try not to stress about it. Worrying about sleep only makes it harder to fall back asleep. Instead, get up, do something calming like deep breathing or light reading, and then try again when you feel sleepy. When you start prioritizing quality sleep, you'll be amazed at how much better you feel: more energy, sharper focus, even healthier skin. And the best part? It's one of the easiest ways to slow down aging naturally. Now, we've talked about movement and sleep, but there's another major factor that plays a huge role in how well you age. It's something you do multiple times a day, but most people don't pay enough attention to it. And that factor is nutrition. The food you eat every day plays a crucial role in how you age, whether your body stays strong and resilient or begins to slow down and break down over time. Think about it this way: your body is like a finely tuned machine. If you put in low-quality fuel, it won't run efficiently. But if you give it the right nutrients, it will function at its best for years to come. The good news? You don't need to follow complicated diets or cut out all the foods you love. Small, simple changes can have a dramatic impact on your health and longevity. One of the best things you can do for your body is to eat more whole, unprocessed foods. The more natural and less refined your diet, the better. This means loading up on fresh fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains. These foods provide essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that fight inflammation, protect your cells, and keep your body functioning at its best. Take leafy greens, for example. Spinach, kale, and arugula are packed with antioxidants that help combat oxidative stress, a key factor in aging. They're also loaded with fiber, which supports digestion and keeps your gut healthy. And let's not forget about berries. Blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are nature's anti-aging powerhouses. They contain compounds that protect your brain, improve memory, and even help maintain youthful skin. Protein is another key player in slowing down aging. As we get older, our muscles naturally start to shrink, which can lead to weakness and frailty. But eating enough protein helps maintain muscle mass and strength. You don't need to eat large amounts, Just make sure you're getting a good source of protein with each meal. Foods like salmon, eggs, beans, and nuts are excellent choices. And speaking of salmon, it's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart health, reduce inflammation, and keep your skin glowing. And let's talk about healthy fats, because not all fats are bad. In fact, your brain and joints need healthy fats to function properly. Avocados, olive oil, and nuts like almonds and walnuts are fantastic sources of good fats that support brain health and reduce inflammation. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is not drinking enough water. Hydration is crucial for every function in your body. When you're dehydrated, your skin looks dull, your joints feel stiff, and your energy levels plummet. The simplest way to slow down aging? Drink more water. A good rule of thumb is to drink at least 8 glasses a day, but if you struggle with that, try sipping on herbal teas or adding slices of fruit to your water for extra flavor. Of course, just as some foods help you age gracefully, others can speed up the aging process. Sugar and processed foods are some of the biggest culprits. They trigger inflammation in the body, which is linked to everything from wrinkles to joint pain to chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy a treat now and then, but being mindful of how much sugar you consume can make a huge difference in how you feel and how you age. Another important thing to consider is how you eat, not just what you eat. Slow down and truly enjoy your meals. Chew your food thoroughly, savor the flavors, and give your body time to digest properly. Eating mindfully helps prevent overeating and improves digestion, both of which are key to maintaining a healthy weight and feeling your best. When you start fueling your body with the right foods, you'll notice the benefits almost immediately: more energy, better digestion, clearer skin, and a stronger immune system. And over time, these small changes will add up to a healthier, longer life. Now, while eating well is essential, there's another key factor that plays a huge role in how you age. It has nothing to do with food or exercise, but it's just as important. And that factor is stress management. You might not realize it, but chronic stress is one of the most damaging things for your body as you age. It speeds up aging at a cellular level, weakens your immune system, and increases your risk for diseases like heart problems, diabetes, and even dementia. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone who seems to have aged overnight after going through a difficult time? That's the power of stress. When you're constantly worried, anxious, or overwhelmed, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol. While short bursts of cortisol are normal, chronic stress keeps these hormones elevated for long periods, leading to inflammation, high blood pressure, and even weight gain, especially around the belly. The good news? There are simple, natural ways to manage stress and protect your body from its harmful effects. And no, you don't have to meditate for hours or go on a silent retreat in the mountains. Small, everyday habits can make a huge difference. One of the most powerful ways to lower stress is deep breathing. It sounds simple, but when done correctly, it signals to your brain that you're safe and helps shut off the stress response. Try this. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this a few times whenever you feel tense, and you'll notice how quickly your body relaxes. Another stress buster? Laughter. Yes, really. Watching a funny movie, spending time with friends, or even just forcing yourself to smile can trigger a release of endorphins, your body's natural feel-good chemicals. Laughter isn't just good for your mood, it lowers stress hormones, boosts your immune system, and even helps protect your heart. And speaking of mood boosters, one of the most overlooked ways to reduce stress is spending time in nature. Have you ever noticed how calm you feel when you walk through a park or sit by the ocean? That's because nature has a powerful ability to lower cortisol levels and improve overall well-being. Even just 20 minutes a day outside, whether it's gardening, walking, or simply sitting in the sunshine, can work wonders for your stress levels. But here's something many people don't think about: who you spend time with can either increase or decrease your stress. If you're constantly around negative, draining people, it can take a serious toll on your mental and physical health. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people, even if it's just one or two close friends, can improve your mood, lower stress, and even help you live longer. And let's not forget the power of gratitude. Studies have shown that people who take just a few minutes a day to focus on what they're thankful for experience lower stress levels, better sleep, and even less physical pain. Before bed, try writing down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something big, like your health, or something small, like the way the sun felt on your face that day. Over time, this simple habit rewires your brain to focus more on the positive, making you feel happier and more at peace. Now, while stress management is crucial for slowing down aging, there's one more key habit that has an enormous impact on how you look and feel as you get older. And that habit is getting high-quality sleep. You might have heard the phrase sleep is the best medicine, and that couldn't be more true, especially when it comes to slowing down aging. Sleep isn't just about rest, it's when your body repairs, regenerates, and even reverses signs of aging at a cellular level. But let's be honest, getting a good night's sleep isn't always easy, especially as we get older. Maybe you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night for no reason, or perhaps you toss and turn, unable to get comfortable. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Research shows that over 50% of adults over 60 experience sleep disturbances. And poor sleep doesn't just make you feel tired, it's linked to a higher risk of memory loss, weight gain, heart disease, and even premature aging. So, how can you improve your sleep naturally? The first step is to set a consistent bedtime routine. Your body loves routine, and when you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, yes, even on weekends, it helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Another powerful sleep booster? Reducing blue light exposure before bed. Blue light from phones, tablets, and TVs tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, which suppresses melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. If you struggle with sleep, try turning off screens at least an hour before bed or using blue light blocking glasses. Instead of scrolling on your phone, read a book, listen to calming music, or practice deep breathing to help your body wind down. But what if you still have trouble sleeping? One overlooked factor is your diet. Believe it or not, what you eat during the day can either help or hurt your sleep. For example, caffeine and alcohol can seriously disrupt your rest, even if you drink them hours before bedtime. Caffeine stays in your system for up to 10 hours, so if you're having that afternoon coffee at 3 p.m., it could still affect your sleep at midnight. And while alcohol might make you feel sleepy, it actually prevents deep, restorative sleep, making you feel groggy the next day. On the other hand, certain foods can actually help you sleep better. Magnesium-rich foods like bananas, almonds, and leafy greens relax your muscles and promote deep sleep. Herbal teas like chamomile and valerian root have been used for centuries to help people fall asleep naturally. And if you wake up hungry in the middle of the night, a small snack with protein and healthy fat, like a spoonful of almond butter, can help stabilize your blood sugar and prevent nighttime awakenings. But here's something that might surprise you: the temperature of your bedroom can make or break your sleep quality. Your body naturally cools down as you fall asleep, so if your room is too warm, it can cause tossing and turning. The ideal bedroom temperature for sleep is around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, so try lowering the thermostat, using breathable cotton sheets, or even sleeping with a fan on to keep cool. And let's not forget one of the biggest sleep disruptors: stress and anxiety. If you're lying awake at night worrying about things, it can feel impossible to relax. That's why having a wind-down routine is so important. Gentle stretching, meditation, or even writing in a journal can help clear your mind and signal to your body that it's time for rest. By making these small changes, you can transform your sleep, helping your body repair, restore, and slow down the aging process naturally. But as important as sleep is, there's one more powerful habit that can take your health and longevity to the next level. And that habit is staying socially connected. You might not think of socializing as a way to slow down aging, but science tells us otherwise. In fact, research shows that people who maintain strong social connections live longer, healthier lives. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to age gracefully, full of energy and positivity well into their 80s or even 90s? Chances are, they're not just eating right and exercising, they're also staying engaged with friends, family, and their community. On the other hand, loneliness and isolation have been linked to increased stress, depression, heart disease, and even a higher risk of dementia. And here's something truly shocking. Being socially isolated can be just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's right. Studies have found that people who feel lonely are at a much higher risk for chronic diseases, including high blood pressure, stroke, and cognitive decline. But let's be real, staying socially connected isn't always easy, especially as we get older. Maybe your family lives far away, or some of your close friends have moved or passed on. You might feel like making new friends at this stage of life is difficult, or maybe you just don't know where to start. But the good news? It's never too late to build meaningful relationships and expand your social circle. One of the simplest ways to do this is by joining a group or club that aligns with your interests. Love reading? Find a book club. Enjoy gardening? Look for a local gardening group. Like to stay active? Many community centers offer walking groups, yoga classes, or even dance lessons specifically for older adults. The key is to engage in activities that bring you joy while connecting you with like-minded people. And don't underestimate the power of volunteering. Giving back not only helps others, but it also gives you a sense of purpose and belonging, which is incredibly important for mental and emotional well-being. Whether it's helping at a food bank, mentoring young people, or working with animals, there are countless ways to stay involved and meet new people. If mobility is an issue or if you prefer staying at home, technology can be a great way to stay connected. Video calls with family, online communities, or even playing games with friends over the internet can help you feel less isolated. Many seniors are now using Facebook groups, Zoom meetups, and even virtual exercise classes to stay socially engaged. And if you're not tech savvy, there are free resources at libraries or community centers that can help you learn. Now, if you ever feel hesitant to reach out or start something new, remember this: everyone needs connection, no matter their age. It's never too late to rekindle old friendships, make new ones, and create a support system that keeps you feeling young and full of life. And speaking of feeling young, there's one more powerful habit that can help slow down aging naturally, and it has everything to do with your mindset. And that habit is having a positive mindset. It might sound simple, but your thoughts and attitude toward aging can actually impact your physical health in profound ways. Have you ever met someone who seems youthful and full of life, even in their 70s, 80s, or beyond? They laugh easily, stay curious about the world, and never let age define them. Compare that to someone who constantly complains about getting old, talks about their limitations, and believes that life is winding down. Which one do you think will age more gracefully and stay healthier longer? Science backs this up. Studies have shown that people who have a positive outlook on aging tend to live longer, up to 7.5 years longer, in fact. That's because when you embrace aging with optimism, your body produces less stress, your immune system stays stronger, and your brain remains sharper. On the other hand, negative thoughts about aging can lead to increased stress, higher levels of inflammation, and a greater risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and even dementia. But here's the real question: how do you cultivate a positive mindset, especially if you've spent years thinking that aging is just about decline? The good news is, it's never too late to shift your perspective. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through gratitude. When you focus on what's going well in your life, your health, your relationships, your experiences, you naturally train your brain to see the positive. Instead of dwelling on what you've lost with age, start recognizing all the wisdom, resilience, and strength you've gained. Keeping a simple gratitude journal, where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each morning, can completely shift your mindset over time. Another key to staying positive is staying curious and open to new experiences. Who says learning and adventure stop at 60? Picking up a new hobby, learning a new language, or even just trying something different, like a new recipe, a new route for your daily walk, or a new book keeps your mind active and engaged. When you challenge yourself in small ways, you prove to yourself that growth never stops. Surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people is also crucial. If you spend time with people who are constantly complaining about aches, pains, and the good old days, it's easy to fall into the same mindset. But if you connect with those who embrace life, stay active, and laugh often, that energy becomes contagious. Laughter itself is an anti-aging secret. Did you know that laughing boosts your immune system, improves circulation, and even releases feel-good hormones that lower stress? Watching a funny movie, sharing jokes with friends, or even just smiling more often can make a real difference in how you feel. And lastly, letting go of stress and worries about things you can't control is one of the most freeing things you can do for your health. Stress accelerates aging. It wears down your cells, weakens your immune system, and drains your energy. But when you practice deep breathing, meditation, or even just taking a few moments each day to relax and be present, you help your body heal, restore, and slow down the aging process naturally. When you shift your mindset and truly believe that aging can be a beautiful, vibrant journey, you start to see changes, not just in your mood, but in your body, your energy, and your entire outlook on life. And that brings us to the most important takeaway from everything we've talked about. At the end of the day, slowing down aging isn't about looking 20 years younger or avoiding every wrinkle. It's about feeling your best, staying active, and living with joy and purpose, no matter your age. So now, the question is, which of these habits will you start today? Whether it's moving more, eating better, sleeping well, staying socially connected, or shifting your mindset, every small step you take adds up to a longer, healthier, and happier life. And remember, it's never too late to start. Your best years can still be ahead of you. That's the beauty of it all. You have the power to shape how you age. It's not about avoiding every gray hair or wrinkle. It's about how you feel, how you move, how you think, and how you enjoy life. Every choice you make, every habit you embrace, has the potential to add more energy, more vitality, and more years of joy to your life. But here's something truly amazing to think about. Your body is always renewing itself. Your cells are constantly regenerating, your brain is always capable of forming new connections, and your muscles, bones, and even your heart can get stronger at any age. That means it's never too late to improve your health, to feel better, and to slow down aging naturally. And what's the secret to making lasting change? Consistency. Small, daily habits might not seem like much at first, but over time, they build a foundation for lifelong wellness. Just imagine where you could be a year from now if you simply started moving a little more, eating a little better, prioritizing sleep, staying socially engaged, and keeping a positive mindset. The real secret to aging well isn't found in a bottle of pills or a fancy treatment. It's found in the way you live each and every day. It's in the choices you make, the foods you eat, the way you move, the way you think, and the people you surround yourself with. It's about living with intention, staying curious, and embracing each moment with gratitude. And if there's one final message to leave you with, it's this: your age does not define you. You are not just a number. You are a lifetime of experiences, wisdom, resilience, and strength. You have so much more to give, to explore, and to enjoy. So, why not make the most of it? Why not take control of your health, embrace these simple habits, and live your life with energy, joy, and purpose? And if this video inspired you, be sure to leave a comment and share your thoughts. What's one small change you're going to make today? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 60. Here's to thriving at every age, because the best years are still ahead of you.